It's hour number 2. Zolak and Bertrand from our Town Fair Tire Studios. Jordan Schultz, friend of the show. We are Team Schultz.
Team Schultz, not rap sheet.
Fox Sports Insider. He's got a nugget on the Joe Milton trade that I think will enrage everybody, whether you wanted him traded or not, because this is bogus. He writes, my understanding is since Joe Milton became available at the start of the offseason, teams that showed interest included the Raiders, Eagles, Giants, Steelers, and Cowboys. That is 5 different teams. All teams that apparently feel they could add Joe Milton and be better for it. The next line is this. The Patriots had a better offer for Milton, but chose to send him where he wanted out of respect for him, per source. If true, that is hideous. You're going to show respect for a 6th-round pick of a year ago and take a deal that is worse for the New England Patriots?
Nope.
Well, you got to wonder who it is showing the respect.
Why? But why does he deserve that? Why does any player deserve that? Really? I was the guy telling you yesterday. I would have cashed in the Tom Brady chip if he wanted out of town and traded him.
Yeah. There's no way this was a Vrabel deal. Vrabel's out here cutting captains, and now he's going to trade a guy out of respect.
Jimmy Garoppolo is who you do that for.
Why? Jimmy
Not
Garoppolo
even Garoppolo.
didn't.
Brady
We developed him. He's a great kid. I love him. I'm forced to get rid of him. I'm shipping him to where I know there's a good kid.
Hard disagree. That was the wrong move then. This is the wrong move now. No way. Do what's best for your team. Get the best return. That's your job. That is part of the job description of running your team and making deals. And by the way, I am not letting Mike Vrabel off the hook. He is the man in charge. He is the guy that wanted to trade Joe Milton when he got here, and I am putting this squarely on him. What, have you gone soft in the last several days? Cutting captains last week, this week showing respect to a 6th rounder?
This could be a bad report.
What are you doing?
This could be a bad report.
It doesn't.
I don't. That doesn't feel like they would do that.
There are no ashtrays on the
serious.
plane. I get it.
Yeah.
And the shoes are for his arches.
I mean,
No, but I don't understand this move.
I'm into talking about the reports.
You think Vrabel's into saving grace to hand deliver a player?
I'm into talking about reports from the National Insiders as they come out, as opposed to then just attacking the reporter if I don't like the report and it's negative on the team. That's all.
I like George Schultz.
So I think anytime you talk about a report, you understand, yes, sometimes maybe it's bad info.
Yeah.
Oftentimes it isn't.
Right.
It's just football.
Sure. Hard to believe they would hand gift him to somebody, though. Come on.
And you just talked about Bill Belichick doing it with Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's the one exception.
This is different. Joe Milton is just – I don't understand this move. So what would the rationale for this would be that you're moving him and you want people to think that you take care of your players, essentially? Isn't cutting David Andrews, one of the faces of the franchise, before even getting an opportunity in training camp, a worse look than trading Joe Milton to the Eagles for a 4th rounder?
Depends on who it is.
100%.
It's crazy.
Depends on who it is, because I think a lot of guys in the league would look at it and say, David Andrews, he's old. He's had a long career. He's hurt. That's why they moved on. So I don't know that necessarily looks really bad to other players.
Say cutting Bentley then, because like, oh, what's up?
Yeah, like
Bentley, again, been here a long time, coming off an injury.
But look,
He's not in a good
Gonzalez,
spot.
how he reacted.
What's this guy coming off of? I wonder if they did this to please some of the younger players that are in that room that maybe like Joe Milton. Because he is one of the younger guys, and he is only a year into the league, and he's not Godshaw or Dietrich Wise or Andrews, right? He's not in one of these older guys. He's one of the younger guys. Yeah. So are they trying to, I don't know, not have Christian Gonzalez send out another tweet?
Man.
That's what I wonder about. And if so, you've gone soft.
Yeah, I don't think you can justify it. Even if you want to have the appearance of taking care of your players, this isn't a guy that I would go to bat for to take less in a trade. That seems crazy.
What the hell? For a kid who was drafted a year ago in the 6th round? 6th round picks are not even guarantees to be on a roster.
I was wondering if there was a personal situation going on or whatever, but they're sending him to Texas. He's from Florida, so It's not like he's going to be closer to home or whatever.
No, he just wants to be a cowboy. That's what it was.
On the rope and ride.
Right?
Yeah. Riding my
Probably grew up a Cowboys fan.
Who did?
Weird landing spot, too, because Raiders, Giants,
I said last
potentially
week.
Steelers, all those are
Steelers
you
was
could
the
actually
first
go
team
and,
I
like,
said,
kind
and I
of
said
compete.
ship him to Dallas. Yeah. I said Steelers and Dallas.
I hate that for the
It's,
Patriots.
it's
that they
almost
left
like
that on the
Elliott
table.
Wolf pulled the trigger on this himself.
I don't blame Elliott anymore. Nope. Elliott's not in charge. Mike Vrabel is. I blame Ryan Cowden. I blame Elliott Wolf. I blame Stretch. John Stryker. Not into blaming Elliott Wolf anymore. Not into that. Those days are over. You can't give Mike Vrabel credit, and then when a thing like this pops up, say that it wasn't him and then it was Elliott Wolf. That's not how it works. That's not fair. And I won't do it. Elliott Wolf, blameless. This is not the Packer way. Packers would have maximized value. They traded Aaron Rodgers. They didn't let him walk out the door out of respect for the Super Bowl he won there. That's not what they did. Man, that is disappointing.
I mean, do you think they showed respect to Juwan Bentley?
That's what I brought up to.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
He lost weight so that he could.
Same thing with David Andrews.
Switch
You're not going to give me
There's
an
no way. 'Cause
opportunity.
There's no way. Like
go out and
Elliott
cut him.
trades him, and Mike says, "Hey, okay, who we trade to? Well, we got him to Dallas. Okay, what we get for him? Well, we would have gotten a fourth, but I traded him for a fifth because that wouldn't fly to get you fired on the spot."
But like you do admit, it's different with a young second-year player versus an older aging veteran. Aging veterans get cut in this league all the time.
Yeah,
I do.
There is a difference.
Not for a 6th round pick though. Like in year 2, you know what I mean? Like that part's crazy to me. It's not like this guy was a monster contributor last year and a huge part of your franchise where you go like, oh, we got to do right by this guy. It's a 6th round pick from last year.
Had better offers and sent him where he wanted to go.
What is this respect that he's commanded? I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
he's played his way into it then. Good teammate.
And the getting better offers is easy to sort of verify with the teams that could have been involved. This could be a gripe from another team that said, we offered up a 4th and they just shipped him out for a 5th. What the hell? What's going on up there? It could be the Raiders saying, Jordan, what the hell's with this team?
Yeah, I'd like to see one of the other teams respond, saying, "Hey, how come we?"
No, that always happens where the other teams involved in a trade talk respond over Joe Milton, a 6th round pick,
Leak their trade offer.
We thought we had him for a 4.
Come on, that's not great. That's not a great sign.
A fun game.
Okay, saying at least is a little crazy, but to say you thought they could have done better than what they did, well, now according to Jordan Schultz, they could have done better than what they did. And chose not to out of respect for Joe Milton.
The Garoppolo comp's not fair, though. You're talking about a 2nd round quarterback, and say what you will, he came in and lit it up those first 2
He was
weeks.
here for 4 years and groomed to be the successor to Brady. Halloween came and he had to move him.
He was also a starting quarterback
Still doing.
that eventually took a team to the Super Bowl. So that wasn't a bum. That wasn't some
Right.
6th
Yeah,
round
not a bum.
Guy who only was good against, again, the 3rd string Buffalo Bills. Very disappointing news on Joe Milton. We can all collectively, whether you were for the trade, against the trade, be upset with the return now, reading Jordan Schultz, that they had a better offer on the table and they chose not to take it. Damn. That doesn't really make sense.
Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.